it's Grace. In this video, I'm just going to give some little updates. At least I think they're updates, and and that does bring me to the first one. So it's just kind of like a chit-chat kind of video. But in the first one, I made a video the other day, and I uploaded it. But all the while I was making it, and even before, when I was, thinking of making it the topic and telling a certain story, I thought, I've told this story before. At least I think I have on this channel. I'm pretty sure I had. And I've made lots of videos. I have more than one channel, and it's been 4 years, starting with the first one was 4 years. And I just couldn't remember, what video would it have been in, and that's a lot of videos. But, and I delete videos too. I'll make them and I just delete them off my phone, or delete them after I've uploaded them, whatever. So that's a lot to remember. And so I went ahead and uploaded it. Boy, lose my voice. But I uploaded it, but I didn't make it public. And that was, I don't know how many days ago. But anyway, today, that video that I couldn't remember even what the title was. Well, a video popped up in the real time, isn't it called, when people watch? And it popped up as somebody had watched it. And that was from, I just kind of glanced at it and kind of laughed, but I think the date was like a year or year and a half ago. So it was like, wow. It was only one watch. It hasn't been watched in a long time. And it was really surprising to me because, that one video out of all of them, it was just weird to me. I don't know, and a weird coincidence, of course. I believe in coincidences happen. So, that's one little thing. I thought it was kind of funny. I'm here at the nature preserve and parked under a tree so my cell phone doesn't get hot. It's on the mound on the windshield. And this is in the shade, yay. It's right at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, yeah. But another thing, I'm here at the nature preserve. This is where I like to go and walk. I walk for exercise. And in one of my videos, I'm fairly certain when I wasn't feeling so great, I mentioned that I had this problem with the bottoms of my feet. It was mainly started with my heels. It started with my left leg and the heels. Well, I had been driving my little car while this SUV was in the shop, and that little car has, I have to use the clutch as a standard, and I thought maybe that was it because I'm not used to all that and everything. But then the other foot started hurting. This was over time too, and then the bottom pads of my foot, and I was thinking it's related to the weather, and couldn't figure out. And I am, trained in research, and I know that you can have so many factors and variables and all this kind of stuff that involve that, it's best to leave it to the professionals. And I did tell my doctor, and I told a doctor before about some problems, and the two answers just really didn't come together right. But there is something that, after that, okay, let me, before I jump to that, but there's a squirrel on a tree next to me, in case you're wondering, and you don't see the squirrel. Let me see. And he's kind of distracting me. I'm really, literally having a squirrel moment. You see it? You see the squirrel? There he goes. Yeah. So, you wonder why sometimes my videos don't flow right. But, anyway, that there was a truck with 2 dogs in it, and they looked like dogs were driving. But, wish I should have gotten that on camera. But there were big dogs, and I saw the person driving, but the dogs were, one of them was actually in the driver's seat. You shouldn't do that. But anyway, so I had those pains in my, bottom of my feet. Well, at some point after that, I felt better, and for a little while, and I guess it was this weekend, this weekend. But before this weekend, I started having body aches, and the aches started feeling like when I was on, I don't know if anybody knows how this feels, but the doctor had put me on in April, I think, a statin, or the nurse practitioner, and I told him I can't take statins. I tried that when I was younger, for cholesterol, and it gave me feeling like muscle atrophy. I would drive to my university and get out of my, I think it was a truck then, Ford Ranger. Yeah, with a king cab. Anyway, it was good for driving back and forth to university. It wasn't close. But I'd get out and I'd practically fall on the ground because my muscles felt like, what muscles? But I do, I must have had some kind of memory of it because in April of this year, when they tried to put me on it again, a statin, I didn't even know it was a statin because I told them I can't take a statin. And that had happened twice to me in the past, way in the past. They tried 2 different kinds. But anyway, it was 4 days. I'd taken 4 pills, 1 each day. And by the 4th day, really right away, but by the 4th day I said, I don't know what's wrong with me. It felt like I had the flu, which I, don't really feel like that when I had a flu, so I don't know why it came to my mind. It was body aches, major body aches, just like I was, couldn't move, and I didn't feel like moving, and the muscles felt like lead, maybe? I don't know how to describe it. And so I got it snapped in my head. That must be what it is, the statin. So I stopped taking it, and sure enough, it went away. So this time I was thinking, now I know, it was the same kind of feeling, and I'm like, I started getting just recently, like last week maybe, and I'm like, what in the world is going on with me, and really, am I just getting so, suddenly feeling aging, getting old, what? I just could not figure it out. And so I was, when you feel like that, I really felt like more like just crying and what's going wrong, and along this line, and it was bad. And you also the thing, I'm not gonna say you, I mean me, but anyway, but I didn't feel like going to the doctor. The doctor's office is not that far, and I can make an appointment anytime, kind of thing, for emergency. But I just didn't feel like energy or something too. It was weird, really weird. Now, what was really on top of it was the mood swings. Woo-wee, mood swings. Okay. Yeah, some major mood swings. And usually I'm kind of, I don't know if anybody who watches my videos would know this about me, but I'm actually kind of a cheerful person. You may hear me laugh, like I just did, giggle kind of thing sometimes. It's because overall I am. But this had brought me down, real down. And I think that was during the time that I said that I've had it, that's it. Seriously. Yeah. I don't know, I don't want to excuse myself for that because I am done. I'm done with the people who irritate me, But anyway, I'm not done with this channel. I think really all those things were affecting me in a really negative way. And so I'm trying now to regain my, myself, my sense of humor, and like I said, I don't know even if people really, see that about me, because the topic is something serious, and I try not to giggle, but it's just me, it's just, I was told years ago by a boyfriend that I'm like the cheerleader type. But when you're doing such a topic like I am, it wouldn't go together right, and I know that. But anyway, so all that was going on, and when was it? Sunday? I hadn't been buying groceries like I usually do. I usually go once a week and buy groceries, and sometimes, here and there. And one of the things, I kept not buying some things. It seemed like it was more than a week, maybe 2, 3, I don't know how many weeks. I really felt like I was in a daze, honestly, in just a daze. And for weeks now, with the pains and the aches and all that stuff. So I really don't know how long each thing happened, seriously, honestly, I admit it. But anyway, I went Sunday, and I said, I don't care, I'm going to walk through this pain. And it wasn't a pain, it was aches, okay, aches, body aches. And especially on my left side. Now, on my left side, when I was younger, I wasn't all that much younger, I was probably somewhere in my 40s, I fell. I was somewhat hiking. There was some boulders that had, they were kind of white, or whitish color, but there was a pole of something, and I didn't see it. It was painted white also, so it blended with these little boulders at the bottom. and so someone at the bottom. And one had a little, like a handle. It wasn't a handle, but it something sticking out. My foot clipped it, my right foot, I think, clipped it, the shoe, and I fell and busted my whole left side. I'm pretty sure it was my left side. It was years ago, but and I broke ribs, and I had bruised all up and down my hip and my leg and my side, and oh, it was bad. Well, you pay for stuff like that eventually, you know, you do when you get older. And so that was where I ached the most, was that side, and it's always that side, it seems like. So I'm kind of going on here. It's gonna be a long video, and usually people don't watch this kind of video, so I'm just getting it out. So yeah, I do stream of consciousness, but on Sunday I went to, let's see, today's Wednesday, might as well put it this way, but on Sunday, Saturday or Sunday, I decided to go to a big store. I'm wanting to buy stuff. I'm trying to redo the bathroom and bedroom upstairs, and well, mainly the bathroom, but the whole living room, bathroom, all that. And I want to do it in colors like purple and pink. Okay, the bathroom. Hey, it's something different, but yeah. And I need to buy pillowcases and some, you know, floor mats and towels and stuff like that. So I went to Walmart. It's a huge, huge Walmart, and I went by myself. Adam didn't go with me, and I went in there and I just kept walking through the aches and all that. I just kept walking, and bought groceries. It's also a grocery store. You know, it's a super duper Walmart. So I bought a bunch of stuff, and got home, and I was kind of hungry. And buying a bunch of stuff, including groceries. I bought two bunches of bananas. Also bought a bunch of those little bitty Dannon Trim and Fit and Trim, whatever, yogurts, Greek yogurt that have different flavors. I love them so much. Bought a bunch of those, different kinds. And the day before, Adam and I had been to a new racetrack store that opened up, and in there I bought some peanuts, which I usually don't eat peanuts. I usually eat walnuts or almonds, which I've run out of both of those at some point, like maybe a month ago. Are you getting it yet? You probably got it as soon as I mentioned bananas, right? Yeah, I had run out of things like bananas and so forth, and I take medication for hypertension, high blood pressure. Yeah. How many of you have ever heard that? I don't remember. I'd heard that many years ago, back in the 80s, I think, that this woman told me that her mother or somebody had a problem because they weren't eating enough bananas or all this. I can't remember, bananas, and she mentioned bananas, okay. And she was taking a blood pressure medication. Well, all these years I would always buy bananas, even though I'm diabetic type 2, and that tends to raise mine, you know, but my breakfast would include half a banana. What usually was only a half a banana or a full banana, depends on the size of the banana. And I would eat almonds or walnuts because of the omega-3, and as I was told by my doctor, not yours, it's mine. But, you know, it's not for everybody, it doesn't work for everybody. But anyway, Adam had the same kind of problems. Like, a lot of times, you know, I've heard people say it, and I know that it works for me this way. It might not work for everybody. But, like a Charlie horse, or, you know, just a pain in the feet or toes or whatever, a banana would work. Eating a banana. Now, some might say it was just walking on it that would make the difference. But anyway, so I had a banana, and then I craved a banana later on the day. In the middle of the night, I was up eating a banana. I was up and not realizing I was awake eating a banana. Yeah. What was my body telling? Screaming at me, hello, eat your bananas. Have a banana today. Yeah. Or that we had no bananas today. So we hadn't had bananas in how long? Bananas, nuts, walnuts, almonds, peanuts, any kind. I don't know which kinds are best. And the yogurt and yeah. Anyway, so that was whatever day it was. But by the next day, or even somewhat that day, I started feeling better. And days later now, I don't feel any aches, pains, and nothing. Nope, not my feet, not my legs, not my side, not in my body at all. And same for Adam. He wasn't really telling me all this while that he was feeling aches and stuff too. Yeah, so that's an answer. That's not an answer, but yeah, that's kind of an update. And this is getting long, and I've got more. But anyway, I'll go ahead and wrap this up. If you want to subscribe to this channel, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click on the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. And by the way, I'm not giving anybody any advice. My channel's not an advice. Don't take my word as if that's going to work for you. All right, enough for this for now. Bye.